May 8th, 1945. Okay, it's only been about 6 days since our last chapter. Remember, Misha has to stay in the barracks with his mom because there's rumors that the SS officers and the Nazis are running and just shooting into the camp because they are about to get caught. Marietta's staying with some friends. She believes Gustav is not alive. Misha's mom Misha's mom is saving little scraps of paper um, so that, when people come and take over, some people will be held accountable. Okay. So 6 days after, let's go ahead and jump into it. May 8th, 1945. No, I tell Tommy, not up to the bashta. My mom is going to be mad enough. Fine, Tommy says, kicking the ball against the side of the building. It could really use some air, but a ball's a ball. I found it in the basement of our building, where I went snooping around right after dinner because I couldn't think of anything else to do. The second I found it, I raced over to where Tommy's staying. How about this? I say. We'll practice shooting below that line and between those two windows. That's a goal. So we do that for a while, taking turns and trying it with and without goalies. It's not as fun as a real game, but it's okay. Plus, some other boys a little older than us show up. They don't speak Czech, but it doesn't matter because pretty soon we're playing 2-on-2 in the middle of the street. Suddenly, we hear a bunch of noise, people shouting from the direction of the train tracks, and I can't make out a single thing anyone is saying, but somehow the voices sound different from the normal shouting you hear around here. Come on, I say to Tommy, and we start running. The sound gets louder and louder, and more people are joining us in the street, including people who I think came from the east, in baggy clothes and barefoot. Their hair is just beginning to grow back. I notice Marietta up ahead, and I yell her name extra loud. I haven't seen her in a few days. She turns around but doesn't stop running, so I put my head down and really sprint until I get to her. Hey, I say and grab her hand. I'm barely able to speak. I'm breathing so hard. What? Why is everyone running? Right then we turn a corner and I see it. Big and green with red big and green with a red five-pointed star up in the main cannon. A Soviet tank rolling through Terezin. Oh my! Marietta pulls me towards her and presses me into her chest. Her arms wrap around me. We're free, Misha. She breathes loud into my ear. We're finally free. A few Russian soldiers appear from out of the tank, and the crowd cheers loudly. Some people begin singing the Czech national anthem, soon joined by dozens and dozens of others, including us. The soldiers smile, and the moment our song ends, they begin singing what might be their own. Two more tanks arrive, and the next thing I know, the soldiers are passing out candy and cigarettes. Meanwhile, the crowd grows thicker and thicker, the singing and cheering louder and louder. It's over. It's finally over. After a few minutes and a few pieces of candy, I start walking away from the commotion. Part of me isn't thinking about where I'm going, but part of me knows. I get to the tracks and walk past them until I see a gate, which is wide open and completely unattended. I reach it and continue walking until I'm not in Terrazin anymore. I find a small rock and sit down, looking out at nothing in particular. Trees, a few houses, the mountains off in the distance. Another couple of tanks roll past, the tops of Russian soldiers waving out from their open hatches. And then it gets very quiet. It takes me a while to realize I'm still breathing quickly for some reason. So I sit there longer, trying not to think about the fact that Mother will be wondering where I've disappeared to, till my lungs finally relax. And that's when it hits me. Despite the candy, despite all the bread I've schlossed over the last half year, despite all the treats I've traded for with all the bread I've schlossed, an incredible hunger unlike anything I've ever felt before. My entire body is hungry. My guts, my toes, my fingers. I swear I can feel it in my hair. For food, for real food, for everything and anything at all. I almost jump up because I have a weird urge to go run and find Mother to tell her, or even not to tell her, just to be with her. But I stay where I am, watching some birds, almost enjoying this strange, intense hunger that only keeps growing. And then, even though the hunger doesn't go away, something else grabs my attention. Father. I'm trying to remember his face. Do you remember exactly how it looked? The way his teeth would shine when he smiled, the way the edges of his eyebrows would rise up at the very same time. But I can't see it all. So I convince myself that somewhere, maybe in another box, Mother has hidden somewhere else. Some pictures of him are waiting for us. I sit for a while longer, and as dusk arrives, I let myself think about how badly I wish I could tell Father what this all feels like right now, even though I don't have the words for almost any of it. But so what? Because I'm sure Father would understand what the incredible hunger is all about. Absolutely sure he would. Wow. Epilogue. Prague, Czechoslovakia. December 17th. Okay.